just wanted to introduce you to Artwork Archive, a cloud-based database program especially for artists. Now, I've been looking for a database program for a very long time, and I've been trying quite a few. So when I found Art Archive, I must admit initially I was a little bit reluctant because of the recurring price. It is a subscription-based program. But as soon as I started trying it, I actually realized how incredibly useful it is and how valuable the whole setup is. It is cloud-based, meaning you do not have to download any software. Everything you do is uploaded to their safe service. They will make sure it is backed up regularly, and all your material is safe and sound from any crashes or any theft or anything like that. So you pay an annual fee to them, and for that you basically hire a little bit of space on their server where you can keep your artwork database. And it's really easy to use. It's very visually set up, so it's great for people like us. You can quickly just see where your artwork is, where your pieces are, quickly look up information like, when did I paint that? Did I varnish it? Did I create it? What's the size of this painting? Which pieces are in what show? Which pieces are at what gallery? You can keep track of all your artwork, all your shows, all your exhibitions, your competitions, your clients, your sales, everything that you could possibly want all in one place. So let me show you how this software works, and you'll see it's really easy. And how I'm going to do that by simply signing up for a trial account, because they do offer a free trial. And just to get started, put my artworks into the database and show you how to get started and how to set yourself up. So here we are on the home page of Artwork Archive, and I've moved to the artist section because they also offer databases for galleries and collectors, but as artists we have our own bespoke database. Here on the home page you can see a little bit all the features that they offer, and also the plans here. As you can see, they have the lowest tier plan is just $6 a month, and for that you can add 50 pieces to your database. If you're anything like me, you'll be needing the next plan up, so you can add a few more pieces to your database. Now I'm going to start my free trial, and I start by typing in my name and my email address and a password. Now I've chosen I'm an artist, I agree to the T's and C's, and I sign up. I don't want to save that password for now. And here we are, this is my database. So let's add our first artwork to the database. As you can see, when you click add a piece, you get quite a large page with lots of empty fields. You don't need all of them, you can just fill in the bits that you want. So I'm going to choose my picture from my computer. I'm going to fill in the title. As you can see, the first picture you add is your primary image. You can add more images if you like and make one of the other ones your primary image, but let's just stick to one for now. Then you can fill in the type of art. As you can see, that was already pre-populated with lots of options. Film, glass, illustration, jewellery, but for us, obviously, this is a painting, so that's what I'm going to choose. You can fill in the medium. Now, nothing is pre-populated here, but whatever you type in here will remain a label, a category for future additions to the database. Same with the subject matter. So it's in pastel and it's a still life. If you want, you can add some tags so you can organize your paintings a little bit easier. The creation date, let's just stick it to this year. You can fill in your price and a wholesale price, inventory number. I don't really use inventory numbers, but you might want to do that. It's up to you. is a description. Now, if you make this piece public on your public page, then whatever you write here will be visible on your public page. Well, we will talk about the public page later on, but for now, we're just going to create our own private database. Nothing will be public, nothing will be on the internet unless you create a public page. So don't worry about it if you're not interested in that bit. In your notes, which always stay private, you can add small details, whatever you wish to do. I generally put in the materials that I've used, the date that I've varnished it, all sorts of details that you want to add to it. Of course, the dimensions are always relevant to write down. So let's put those in as well. You can tick whether it's signed, signature notes, links to, maybe you've got an online shop, so you can put a link there to where you can buy this. And you can also create collections, or these are like groups of paintings. I always like to create a collection of the year that I've created a piece in, so that I can later on, I can look in the collection 2019 and see all the pieces I've created in that particular year. But you can also create collections that were in an exhibition together, or that are made from the same materials, or that are under a certain theme. Anything you like. And as you can see here, we've created this piece, and you can see all the details you've filled in underneath the item. So there's the price, the type, the collection there, 2019, and as you can see, you can click that to see what else is in that collection. All pieces that you do not give a certain location, like a gallery, will be automatically added to your own inventory. So the system will just assume you've got it in your studio. Now, if you go to the pieces, you can see the one piece we have added to our database. Now let's add a new piece to it. You can do it over here in the top right corner, where you can bulk upload up to 20 pieces at a time, or just a single piece. So again, we're going to put the title of the artwork in at the top. Now you can either choose file, or you can drag a file from your file manager. There, so now we have a framed view as well. And the primary image is the first one, but if you just click on the second image, then that becomes the primary image in your database, the image you see when you look at the overview. Right, the type of art for me, again, that is a painting. The subject matter is a still life, which I have typed in before, so it will appear for you. We don't have any tags, and I've created this in 2019. You can fill in the price that you want for it, and just fill in the fields that you find relevant, the fields that you will be looking up. Put in the medium. Now this is oil, so you can write anything you like, oil on linen, oil on board, and it will become a category in the medium. So I'm just going to put down oil. And in my notes, I'm going to write a little bit more detail that it's oil on canvas, which type of canvas I've used, when I've varnished it, whether I've varnished it, and all of that sort of stuff. It's just handy to double check if ever somebody asks, is this piece varnished? Or you wonder yourself, what material did I use? How much did I spend on the frame? Just little notes you can add to it, which is really useful. You can add the size, and again, all these bits, I will add it to the collection 2019, which I've created before. So now there are 2 pieces in that collection, and create piece, and there it is. So if you now go to your artwork, you can see 2 pieces in your database. Now, the one thing you might have noticed that the prices are in dollars and the sizes are in inches. And that is something you can actually change in your account. So if you click to your account and you scroll down a little bit, you can change a few basic things, like the currency, the size unit, and the weight that you want to work in. So since I'm in the UK, I prefer to use British pounds, centimetres, and kilograms. So if you go back to your artwork now, you will now see that everything is in pounds and centimetres which for me is much better. So you can choose whichever units you prefer. Now let's add a few more pieces to the database so we've got something to work with, and I can show you a little bit better how things work. So I'm just going to quickly add a few more pieces to my database. So here we are, we've got now 4 pieces in the database, and you can choose to see a card view like this, which I quite like. You can see a lot of items in one go. You can choose a list view or this gallery view. So here is the list view, and you can see all the details on the right, and this is the card view with just a few details under each item. Now you can use the filters that you see up there to select what you want to see. So you can choose pieces that are available, pieces that are sold. You can choose to see just pieces at a certain location, in a certain gallery, or the ones that you've got in the studio. Of course, you can see only the pieces in a certain medium, a certain price, size. You can see the pieces that are in your collection. So for example, you can choose to see just the pieces that were in a certain gallery exhibition, or you can choose to see just the pieces that were created in the year 2018 because you've put them in that collection. The search function up at the top is very useful as well if you just want to quickly look up the price, the size, the status of a certain piece. If you click collections, you can see all the collections you have created. I'd like to create collections for every year that I've made work in, but you can also create collections for gallery shows or themed series of works, anything really why you would want to gather some works together. Now that you've got 4 pieces in your database, we can move on to another very useful feature of Artwork Archive, and that is locations and exhibitions here on the side. You might have noticed when we added these pieces to our database, if you go to the list view, you can see that they were all automatically added to your own inventory. So they're in your own studio. That's what the system just assumes unless you tell it otherwise. But for example, you can add an exhibition. So this is our first one, so you see this little pop-up. Now if you want to create a new exhibition, you can simply create it like this. So you can use this for open exhibitions, for gallery exhibitions, for competitions, etc. So for example, we're going to add the River Gallery show. It is an exhibition or a competition, whatever you prefer. You can fill in the details of this exhibition. For example, it's at the River Gallery website. You can fill in any more details that you like, it's up to you. And where is this exhibition going to be held? At the River Gallery. It's not an existing location, so you create a new location. River Gallery. Here it's already ticked for you. Create location records for pieces accepted in this show. Now you'll see what that means in a minute. You can add the address of the location of the gallery in this place and add the exhibition date. So for example, the exhibition started on the 27th of November and it will continue until the 27th of December. Add some more things, submission deadlines. So for example, if it's an open exhibition, you have to submit work, you can put your submission deadlines in, etc. But let's just keep this a normal gallery show. So I'm going to save it. There you go, the River Gallery show. It starts at November the 27th, it ends on December the 27th. So we've now created a location, but there are no actual pieces, no artworks in this location yet. So here up in the top, you can assign pieces. So if we click that, then here on the left, you see all your artworks in your database. And here on the right, you will see all the pieces that you will have assigned to this gallery show. So, for example, let's put this piece. You select it and you move it to the other side. And for example, you can add this piece and move it to the other side. So I've put 2 pieces in this gallery show. There we go. So now the river gallery show, with the dates as we put it in and all the details, they've got 2 pieces in the exhibition. Now you can see it gives you the option of submitted, accepted and not accepted, because this will be very useful for when it's an open exhibition and a competition. But this is a gallery show, so we're just going to click accepted in it because we didn't have to compete for it. And you don't need to save that, it's automatically done. So if we now go back to our main artwork pieces, here we go. And you will see that the 2 pieces we've just put into this exhibition, the location up here has changed to River Gallery. The other pieces are still in your inventory, but these 2 pieces have changed. So if I click on the card of this particular artwork, instead of it saying it's in your inventory, it now says it is at the River Gallery, and it's been there since November the 27th, and it will stay there until December the 27th. It has added a location history and an exhibition history. So if you now go to your locations, there is one location, the River Gallery. It has 2 pieces. You can show which pieces they are. Or if you go to exhibitions, you can see there is one exhibition that you've created, the River Gallery show. So if you add an exhibition to your database system, it will automatically create a location for it, and all the artworks that you put in the exhibition will update itself as to where they are. Now let's add a new exhibition to the system that is a competition. I regularly submit work to open exhibitions, so let's add that one. So for example, I'm going to submit work to the Royal Institute of Oil Painters. It is a competition. Of course you can again add, I don't know what their website is, maybe this. You can add a fee for it, etc. Now again, this does not have a location yet. The annual exhibitions of the Royal Institute of Oil Painters are held at the Moore Galleries in London, which I don't have yet. So I'm going to create a new location. Moore Galleries. There we go. Oops. And so any location records for pieces accepted in the show will just update automatically. So keep that ticked. So again, we can create some details. So for example, the exhibition will start maybe the 1st of January and end on the 10th of January. The submission deadline was on the 27th. Notification date will be on the 3rd. I'll have to deliver my work on the 3rd of December. And I have to collect my work maybe there. I'm just making this up, but you get the idea. So I'm just going to save this exhibition. Here it is, Royal Institute of Oil Painters. It's a competition. We've got start date and end date, submission deadline, notification deadline, etc. Now I need to assign some pieces to this exhibition because I have submitted 2 pieces. So for example, I've just put all my oil paintings in the River Gallery. So let's just put this one in. I know it's a pastel piece, so the Institute of Oil Painter is not going to accept it, but you never know. Let's give it a go. So here I can tick this piece I have submitted to this exhibition. I can click it as submitted. As soon as I have my result, I can click accepted or not accepted. But for now, let's keep it as it is and see what has happened. So if I go back to my artworks and find the piece that I just submitted, Now you can see it's still in your inventory, but it has an exhibition history. The Royal Institute of Oil Painters, a competition. I submitted one piece to it, and the status is submitted. If I go to exhibitions here on the left, I can now see the Royal Institute of Oil Painters, and I've got one piece submitted. Now if I drop one down to my schedule, and you can see a little calendar on the left, you might have noticed that all the dates we've just been putting in, these exhibition details, so the deadlines, submission deadlines, etc., they're all put automatically into your schedule. And you can set Artwork Archive notifications so that you get an email once a week and it will tell you what is happening in the coming week. So it's really good to know these are red because they've already been, they're in the past. But you can see that, for example, Saturday, November the 30th is the notification deadline. It's a notification day for the Royal Institute of Oil Painters, and you will be able to see whether your piece was accepted or not. So imagine your piece is accepted. You can click it here. It was accepted. You can even maybe say it won an award. And you can see now, if you go to the piece, that the status has changed from submitted to accepted. And you will also see that although at the moment it is in your inventory, the system now knows that the exhibition will start on December the 3rd. So on December the 3rd, the location of this piece will automatically change to the Mall Galleries. So you can see how useful it is that all the information you put in is talking to each other. So the location, the exhibition, and your schedule, it is all connected to each other. And it's just really, really useful. So if you just quickly want to know, let's say you get an inquiry for this piece, you can quickly see where it is right now. You can quickly see what price you'd put on it, any details about it. You can see which exhibition it's been and when it's going to be back in your studio. So if I go to my locations here on the left, I now have two locations, the River Gallery and the Mall Galleries. The Mall Galleries has 0 pieces right now because I haven't delivered it yet, but the River Gallery has 2 pieces. So this way you can really quickly see where all your work is. Of course, you can also do that on the home page and filter by location. I want to know everything that is in the River Gallery. They have these pieces. I want to see all the pieces that are currently not in my studio, so in a location. These 2 pieces. I want to see all the pieces that are currently in my own studio. These 2 pieces. Really useful and quick ways of finding things out. I just want to quickly show you how to create portfolio pages and reports. Now let's create a new report. As you can see, you can create inventory report, a tear sheet, portfolio pages, or wall labels. Of course, you can export your database as well. So let's just quickly make an inventory report so I can show you what that means. So I'll just call it an inventory report. And the report options here, you can choose what you want to do. So let's include today's date, include thumbnails, total centimeters, etc. You can choose what information you want to add. Now if you scroll down, you can select which pieces you want to include in your inventory report. I want to add all of them because I want a report of every piece in my database. So I've just clicked all pieces. So I've added all of this to it. And now I can click Generate Report. You're taken to the reports page, which you can find here on the left as well. And as you can see, it is pending there creating it. And then you can view it or download it. So the inventory report looks like this. You have just chosen what information to include. So the title, my name, the medium, the size and the price and a thumbnail. But obviously if you wanted different information on it, you could have chosen that. So here is a sample inventory report. Let's just click that for a second. Here you can add your details, your email address. This is just really handy to give to clients, galleries, or just for your own use. Now a portfolio page is a similar idea. It just looks a bit nicer. This is what a portfolio page could look like. So nice big image in the middle, all the details that you want included underneath. Now there's more examples here in invoice. So exhibition report, wall labels, address labels, all of these reports are just really handy to be able to create. Let's go back to the pieces. And the next thing I want to show you is what you do if you would sell a piece. So let's imagine my painting at the River Gallery is sold. So here we go, floral still life. The River Gallery has contacted me to say that it was sold. So that is brilliant. So up here you can register a sale. So let's click that. Now I'd already set the price. So here you can fill in whether you got the full price or whether the gallery maybe took a bit. Took half of it, took 50%, whatever their commission is. I don't know, let's just say you got 400 for it. The date of the sale, and maybe some notes. Sold at River Gallery to customer, Mrs. Johnson. Whatever. So sold location, the River Gallery, sold to. And here you can, very often with a gallery, you don't really know who you're selling to because the gallery will keep that information. So you can make that the River Gallery, for example. River Gallery. Save. So sold to the River Gallery, from the River Gallery, sold on November the 28th. The price was £950 and I received 400 for it. Now, there is another heading here saying additional files. So here, for example, you can, if your account is high enough, you can add invoices or anything that you've received from that gallery. So if we go back to artworks now, you can see a lovely red dot on this piece that is sold. You click it and you can see here very loud and clearly, piece is sold. Here are the details and you can click sale details for any more. Let's go back to artworks, and again, of course, you can now filter on a status of whatever is, it won't be available anymore, whatever is sold, for example, one piece is sold. Now let's just imagine that somebody is contacting you directly and wants to buy one of your pieces. So let's imagine somebody wants to buy this one. So again, you can register a sale. Let's just say it's a direct sale, so you don't have to hand over any commissions. This date of the sale is, I don't know, doesn't really matter. And here you can say at open studio event, whatever. So here we go, sold location and client info, sold from, so it wasn't at the Mall Galleries, it wasn't at the River Gallery. So you can create a new location. I'm going to say it was sold from the studio. And I sold it to, you can create a contact. So Artwork Archive is also a really good database for client and contacts. So let's create a new contact. Let's imagine we sold it to Jane Smith. And here you can see all the information sold to Jane Smith from the studio on this date for that money. Now we just created another contact called Jane Smith. So if you click here to contacts, you will see we have the people, the contacts we have sold to. Jane Smith bought one piece and the River Gallery bought one piece. If you click show, you can see that Jane Smith Purchased this artwork on this date for this price. And the recent accounting records. So Artwork Archive is also a simple way of keeping your accounts. So we've earned a little bit of money here. She paid us £1,500. So let's go to income here on the left. And you will see that the two pieces we just sold have given us this money. So this is really handy to just see. Now do make note here that accounting is only available in certain plans. So this is not for everyone, but just to show you, what you can do here as well. Now there's one feature that I'd like to show you inside Artwork Archive, and that is the public page. Now I do have a separate blog post about the public page feature of Artwork Archive, so do have a look at that as well. But I just want to quickly touch upon it here because it is a really useful and fun feature. It's not really particularly database related. It has nothing to do with organizing your artwork, but it is really useful. The public page is basically a web page that you get from Artwork Archive for free. Now you can use it as your own website, you can embed it in your existing website, or you can just use it to show to clients, galleries, or friends. Now you can set for every artwork that you put in the database, you can tick a button to make it visible on this public website or not. So you can choose yourself which pieces appear on your public page and which pieces do not. And so the handy thing is that whenever you add pieces to your database, you don't have to also add them to your website because they are automatically added to your public page. So if you do nothing and just use Artwork Archive as a database, that's absolutely fine. That is how I use it as well. But if you are interested in having a public web page as well, then I can quickly show you how to do that. The first thing you need to do is go to my profile here on the left, and you can see here the tab Public Settings. Now you can click here, make my profile public, and as soon as you do that, all sorts of options will appear underneath. Now this is for now the web address of your public profile, but as you can see, you can actually change the URL into something a little bit more user-friendly. Down below, you can actually tick the boxes of what you want to show on your public profile. So not necessarily which pieces, but what information with every piece. So you can choose to show your prizes, you can choose to show the sold label, collection, creation dates, etc. So your public profile is this. You can click this link here, or here in the top right corner you can see View Profile. Now as you can see, there's nothing in it yet because we haven't actually added any pieces to it yet. But this is basically the website that Artwork Archive gives to you for free. So let's go back to where we were in the public settings. Now you can see some more tabs here. The profile info is the information. You can put an image of yourself there if you wanted to. You can create an about page. These are your settings. To the right, public pieces. So here you can already select which pieces you want to add to your public page. So for example, we can just quickly click this, and now this one will be on your public page. You can have a quick look up here. There you go. It's now visible over there. So we go back to that. So info, about page, settings. Here you can choose your pieces. There's also a function for blog posts, and integrations will explain to you how you can embed this page into your own website. Now I just want to show you how you can add pieces to the public page from within your database. Because every time you add another piece to the database, you can simply tick a box and it will appear on your public page. So whenever you've finished a new painting or you've got new work, you don't have to update your website and your database. You only have to do it once, which is a bit of a time saver. So let's add this painting to our public page. We'll just edit. And we scroll down, and here below public info, you can click make pieces public. Now do note that whenever you make a piece public, that everything here on the description will appear on this page. So if I write something, so we update the piece. And so if we now go back to our public page, there we go, you can see they are both there. So you can imagine if you add a few pieces or all of your work to your public page, it can become quite nice. So if you click one, you can see the title, the details, so you can set yourself what information you want visible here. You can see the sold sign, and these two buttons in particular are really useful. There is a share button, so any visitor to this page can choose to share it, but there's also an inquire button, and that will make a form pop up where people can contact you about this particular piece. Now, on a normal website, you often need a form plugin or something like that for this. So the fact that it's here already and integrated is really useful. People can click the image and see it larger. They can zoom in, zoom out, make it full screen, etc. They can go to the next image. So it's a really great integrated portfolio feature on a public web page that Artwork Archive provides for you. Now again, you can look on my blog for a much more extensive blog post about how this works and why this is great. But I just wanted to show it to you for now. Now what you can also do here is to create a private room. That's the last thing I will show you today. A private room are an easy way to prepare a private online viewing that's custom tailored to your intended audience. So what this is you can make a well-presented, beautiful looking display of artworks that you can show to galleries or to clients or anybody you want. So let's create quickly a new room. We're going to call it the showroom. And it's a display of my best works for Mrs. Johnson because she's such a fan. So here we go. Let's imagine I'm going to visit Mrs. Johnson and I want to show her my latest pieces. So I'm going to show the price, the creation date. I won't show the additional images and not the sold, etc. I don't need that as well, but I do want the size and the subject matter. Now, as soon as you click published, you need to click that in order for Mrs. Johnson to see it. You can set a password for it if you really want to protect it, and you can add the pieces that you want included. So let me put these three in. So here we are, create room. So we've created my new room, a private room. I've called it the showroom. It's got 3 pieces in it, and this is the unique link. So all you need to do is copy this link and open it in a new window, or you can just quickly click view. And so this is the showroom. This is the private room that only people with that link, or if you set a password, only people with that password can view. And it's just a nice, clean way of showing your work to other people. You can hover over it, you get some of the details. You can click on it and you can see that a lot of the other information is gone. And this is almost like a mini web page. So if Mrs. Johnson is interested in this piece, she can click on it and she gets all the information that she needs. You can see an enlargement here. You can even zoom in further. You can go full screen or you can close it. You can go to the previous piece. So this is like I said, a mini website just for this particular client or whoever you want to show this to. We now can see in our artwork database, we have 2 pieces sold. We have 2 pieces still in our studio. We have three locations: the mall galleries, to which we submitted a piece, the river gallery, to which we now have only one piece there, and they've made one sale. And of course, our studio is a location. We made one sale there as well. We've got exhibitions going on. We've got the River Gallery show, for which we brought in two pieces. We've got the Royal Institute of Oil Painters, and for which we submitted one piece. We've got our schedule, our calendar, that will keep track of all the important dates you've put in. So any of the dates you put in for exhibitions. We've got our contacts, which is the people you have sold pieces to. So if ever Jane Smith buys another piece, you can keep track of how good a client she is. And on some artwork archive plans, you can even keep track of your revenue and your expenses. You can create a report, and these are some sample reports. So you can do an inventory report or a portfolio page. You can even create invoices. So for example, we could have sent Jane Smith an invoice that would look like this. So clients, so you would have filled in, of course, the right details. Now this is generally how Artwork Archive works. This is the list view again. Like I said, I really like the card view because you can quickly see all the pieces you've got. So Artwork Archive is really the perfect database to keep track of all your artwork. Every time you create a new painting or you finish a new painting, you can add it to your database and you will never be wondering again, like, did I varnish that piece? How big is that one? Somebody's inquiring about whether it's framed or not. You can just quickly look it up. And because it is online, it's in the cloud, that means you can look it up wherever you are, on whatever device you are. All you need to do is go to Artwork Archive, log in, and you can access your database anywhere you want. They will keep it safe, they will keep it backed up, and you will never lose your data. You can just, if you want to be extra safe, and that's probably a sensible thing to do, you can download your details in a CVS file or Excel file, export. You can export your whole database and just keep it safe on your own computer as well. So I hope you find this tour of the database that Artwork Archive offers to artists useful. I find it a really useful tool, and although it is a subscription system, so you don't buy a program and that's it, it is the most useful art database that I have found so far. It's easy to use, it works nice and visually, you can quickly see what is what, where is what, and keep track of everything you do. For example, I like to submit to open exhibitions quite a lot, so I add new exhibitions regularly. But I do tend to forget, what did I submit to that show last year or the year before that? So I can quickly check in my Artwork Archive and see that I submitted those pieces, so I don't want to be submitting those again. And they were accepted or refused, so I can really quickly and easily see what pieces were submitted where and when. I also like to make a note of when I varnished a piece or what materials I used or what frames I added. So I usually add that sort of stuff in the notes. It's really useful to see if you create collections to quickly see what did I produce in a particular year or what did I produce for a particular show. You can just click the collection and see everything in one go. So I hope this was useful. If you have any questions at all, just give me a shout or use the little help text button down here, and I'm sure they will be able to help you as well. If you use one of my links, you will be able to get a really decent discount for your first year with Artwork Archive. They just do that to say thank you, and I will also get a tiny little bit of commission as a thank you for introducing you to Artwork Archive. So I hope you found this easy to follow and useful, and I hope you will give it a try. They've got a free trial for you, so you've got nothing to lose, I suppose. I use Artwork Archive all the time. Like I said, I've tried many art databases and I couldn't really find any that I liked. that worked, that were easy to use, that were visual, until I found Artwork Archive. So yeah, highly recommend it. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.